Hey, wanted to take a break from watching anime to to come and make a video about ascended masters and guides. So when we talk about the planet and planetary energies and vibration and all that thing, what I found that gets left out of the mix a lot is resting average frequency or resting vibrational frequency. And so as we're oscillating, let's say up and down or side to side, however you prefer, there's an average, right? There's like kind of like a center point, and the more we work through our baggage, the more we release. So the more we're allowed to kind of be uplifted, uplift ourselves, allow upliftance, if you will. And so when one person does this, excuse me, when one person does this, it tends to reverberate outward around the people around them. And I mean, one person doing this is one thing, but as we're continually and continuously raising our vibration, ascending, people come in and people fall away so that more people can come in. But that average is being raised. And so the better you're doing, the better the people around you are going to be doing. And I mean, there's a lot of good benefits with that. But coming back to the point, ascended masters, guides, beings of light, angels, whatever you want to call them, have a certain energy, a certain vibration. And so the more you become aware of them, the more they become aware of you, and the more they tend to spend time around you. And why this is important, it's kind of the key here, is because their presence influences something like electromagnetically our train of thought, right? We're emitting an electromagnetic field, and what we call darkness or dark beings, dark entities, evil spirits, bring their vibratory essence around us into our field, and it starts to kind of interfere with that current, with that with the information and the information as we process it. So the more time we spend with, let's say, ascended masters, beings of light, emissaries, things like that, the on the one hand, the higher quality our thoughts, emotions, and general experience will be. And on the flip side of that, the more light you kind of filter through your body, if you think of your body as like a filter or an antenna, the more you filter that stuff out, the more, especially if we think of it in terms of it being light, then the more it's going to shed light on the things that we've been repressing and suppressing. So the more light goes on there, the more is brought to our present awareness of, let's say, energy that was left unprocessed in the moment that we kind of went through it. So if you think of like a childhood trauma or just anyone, there was so much energy in that experience that experience was made of, and let's say you being the recipient or soul, especially recipient of all that energy, of all that trauma, of all that action, another word for karma, the more we kind of, I mean, there's only so much we can process in the moment, and then if we don't dedicate time and energy to processing what was left unprocessed, it becomes what I call unprocessed emotional content that weighs on us, right? Baggage that weighs on us as we continue on through life. And just a quick tangent, those experiences create and create beliefs and are how we filter ourselves and our lives. And so it's kind of like if we go through that experience where we have a higher propensity to repeat that same experience, especially the younger it happened. And this is where some would get into, spiritual lessons or lessons that we came to learn in this life. And it gets, if you're new to it, it's off-putting to say, to put it that way, because a big part of processing it is radical acceptance, and part of that is accepting that we had a role to play in whatever event. So the Ascended Masters kind of, I want to say, like, find us and pull us out of that. So we go into this like dark, dense energy, and then as we ascend out of it, we're like processing on our way out. There's like darkness over here, and we're like, this is where we find ourselves. This is where we awaken, become aware, and then we start to like slowly move out of light, or move towards the light. The light just being awareness and general knowledge of and understanding of things. And I mean, so with the Ascended Master thing, there has to be a cultivation of spending time with them and inviting them into your field. It's a lot like gardening, right? If you want something to grow, then the soil has to be right for it. I know I'm getting a download when everything just like goes completely silent and quiet for a second. Maybe something to look out for. We want to get those high vibrations. I mean, a lot of what's driving people is social desirability, and being high vibration is one of those things that's like, this will get people to like me. And coming from that mindset is exactly what distorts our manifestations. So the things that we want with purity of heart have to go through that filter of our experiences. This is the point I was getting to earlier, is that all that light has to be filtered through your body. And so if there's a lot of density in your body, it's going to obstruct what gets manifested. And if what's getting manifested is obstructed and being created, brought into your awareness out of that mixed upness, that obfuscation of what your heart desired, then it's going to be frustrating. And so that frustration brings more frustration. One of the ways in which you can, I won't get into that in this one, but yeah, I mean, if you're getting frustrated with what you're manifesting, or you want to just raise your vibration, you want to improve your overall quality of experience and experiencing life, it's painful to let go of what you've been holding on to, because what we've been holding on to, it helps us remember and have recognition of experiences and an experience that we can get through. And if we've been through a lot of shit and still gotten through it, the body almost kind of seeks that out as reinforcement of being alive and surviving. But there's a big difference between surviving and living well, happiness, or living a happy life, whatever, being successful, all these fucking buzzwords for just having a solid, enjoyable, overall, on average, quality of life. Just to start, and grow from there. Yeah, I'll be releasing more information on this as it comes. Hopefully, if not every other day, at least once a week. And yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can think about it that I'll be covering, such as like entities and beings of light, or angels, or demons, or whatever you want to call them. There's a very practically applicable way of, using this style of communication or language, and it can really help you to process some of that baggage, which is what allows us to let it go. Okay? All right. So look forward to that, and see you guys next time. Peace.